Let's jam through these cards real quick. I wish I had them in a better order. Unfortunately, tonight they're alphabetical. I apologize. That was the way that they came off the Blizzard client. So, first up, I've got a Druid spell called Arbor Up. It's a 5-mana rare spell. Summon 2/2 Treants. Give your minions +2/+1. I don't know. For me, this is like this is not going to see play. Not in Wild, anyways.
Yeah, it's like a not so good Bloodlust. I don't know.
We already don't play Treants, except when Keith Numbers places Trino Druid, right? Someone will slot this in. So I don't know. I mean, what I don't see it fitting into any existing archetype in Druid. I could be wrong. I don't play a lot of Druid, so I don't know. Bat, what do you think?
It seems like a great slot into like a spell token druid, kind of deal with like Whispering Woods and stuff along those lines.
Mm-hmm.
I think it could do well. Slotted in something like that with like Kael'thas and a bunch of cheap spells. You could make like really crazy boards with this and Soul of the Forest, and I don't know.
In a token, I mean,
it seems like it could work.
Okay, I like that. Mike, what do you think?
Yeah, I like the same idea. Some kind of token druid. Spell druid seems pretty cool. I haven't played spell druid in a while. But yeah, there's a lot of token cards in Wild. I think that's where it'd be at.
Yeah, I saw. Yeah, Get Me Out was playing Spell Druid over the past couple of days, or I guess yesterday with this, and I haven't watched the gameplay yet, but seems good.
All right.
I am, like I was saying, I'm hardly the Druid expert, so my opinion on this card is suspect. Next up is Armor Vendor. This is a neutral minion. 1 mana, 1/3, rare card with Battlecry. Give 4 armor to each hero. I like this. I think the stats are good. The Battlecry seems good. Already that OTK Tiller deck is playing this card just because it's a good 1 mana minion, but it also gives you the armor so that you're not punished as much for tapping. I could see it slotting into like a Shutterwalk deck if anybody else will eventually play that, or at some point if they maybe unnerf cards, that would be cool.
So you're just armoring both each other up over and over and over again with Shutterwalk.
Yeah, I mean, but if you're doing, if you can do some kind of infinite combo or some kind of OTK, then this is great. I think the stall seems good to me. I don't know, Hydra, what do you think?
Yeah, I think it's pretty decent. It could go in any deck. Like if you're playing, say, some sort of a control deck, you just want an early minion to contest the board. You don't really care. Like if they're playing aggro, you don't care if they have armor, right? Mm-hmm. Giving them armor means basically nothing. So you could throw it in. It enables. Is it on this? Yeah, it enables the warrior weapon that'll be coming up.
Oh yeah.
So like that's cool. So if you wanted to play it in some sort of a warrior list, both the warrior weapon and this are odd cost. So that's a thing. Whether it's good enough, I don't know, but it fits there. They're both, if you're maybe running a budget version, they're cheap craftables if you want to use them. So I don't know. Seems all right.
Yeah. Bat, what do you think?
I think it's just a better Mistress of Pictures, in my opinion.
I like that.
It's really good against Glare. I think it's great. Obviously, it's great against aggro, right? That's pretty easy to see. You guys all touched on that, but it's really good against Glare because if you can make Flesh Giant essentially cost 2 more, because when you manipulate your own health and it ticks armor, it doesn't actually affect Flesh Giant's mana cost. So you're essentially making it cost 2 more, which could buy you a turn against Glare, which is sometimes all you really need. So I think it's a perfect time for this card to arrive, and it's super powerful.
Mike, what do you think about it?
I like it against, obviously, you guys had said it, touched on it, aggro decks. I think it sounds goofy, but Game 69 in chat had said something about Plate Breaker in your starter pool. That might break all the armor mixed with what's that, Mosquito Life Drinker.
Interesting.
They got some other cards that the battle cry affects the opponent, the enemy hero. There could be something there. I don't play a lot of Shaman, but I know there's some Shaman brains out there. So that's when I see this card, this makes me think that somebody will figure something out with Shaman.
That is smart with Plate Breaker, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Next up is Backfire. This is a Warlock spell. It says draw 3 cards for 3 mana. Draw 3 cards, deal 3 damage to your hero. I've been using this in this Tiller OTK. It seems not bad. I mean, it's what Warlock does: deal damage to itself and draw 3 cards. I think sticking this in Dark Lair, I don't know. Maybe it's too slow. Maybe it's good. I don't know. But dealing damage to yourself is something that you want to do. Drawing cards is something that you want to do. I'm sure this can slot into just about any Warlock deck. I'm not quite sure yet because I haven't played too much with it. But overall, I think it will see play. Hydra, what do you think?
I think so too. It could be one of, if you're trying to draw cards in a singleton deck, it's just a perfect draw engine. That's 3, right? Like that's amazing. You can always heal yourself. So I got no complaints. I think it's all around good card. It's possibly quite too slow for Dark Glare. I'm not sure. That deck is super, super fast, and it's got the Librarians. It draws really, really quick. So possibly don't need it unless, I mean, you kind of bricked on your draw, I guess. It could be backup, but the deck seems to be really fast already with like turn 3 full boards with Giants out. So yeah, possibly does not make the cut there when it already can. By turn 3, instead of playing this, you have a full board. So
yeah, seems a little slow, but I don't know. Bat, what do you think?
A great card for Reno Lock, since they've cut Sense Demons in wake of like cards like Willow and Antiquitas as well have kind of come in, and Sense Demons kind of faded out. I think this is a perfect replacement, especially for those awkward hands where you don't want to, like how you remember how you used to like not want to tap on 3, you'd rather, or you don't want to tap on 2 when you're on the coin because you just want to play Sense Demons in that middle card.
Right, 100%.
This is essentially just the next step forward, except you're drawing like better cards that you could use instead of these expensive demons. I think this is perfect for Reno Lock. And that's where it'll find a home.
Nice. Yeah. I agree with that.
Yeah, Mike, what do you think about this one?
Yeah, after if Glare ever gets nerfed, fixed, whatever, I think this would just be a not just solid, but like this would be a great Warlock card. It's very easy to heal. Drawing 3 cards is awesome. I wish this card was in other classes, but I understand why. It's pretty sweet. I like it a lot.
They always give the best stuff to the Cabal classes.
Cabalers.
Right? All right, next up is Barricade. This is a ketchup and mustard card. 4 mana. Summon a 2/4 guard with Taunt. If it's your only minion, summon another. I don't know. I don't really have any thoughts on this. I struggle to think of what it would be played in. So I don't know. Every once in a while, Taunt Warrior is a thing. Or like Quest Warrior, whatever. I don't really know. I'll just pass. Hydra, what do you think?
Similar thoughts. It's an even cost card. We're not playing even Paladin. We're not playing even Warrior. So I don't see a home for it. It doesn't seem that great. You're playing it. Say you're playing it on curve. Also not that good. So I don't like it. I don't think it's very good.
Yeah, and I think Matt? I don't think it procs the quest either. By the way, because it's not you're not playing a minion. Yep. It's a spell.
Does it play say or summon?
They play.
It's play. Okay, well there you go. So
yeah, Bat, what do you think?
It's definitely not playable in any like top tier decks, but it's something that you might see if someone tries to play like a recruit big warrior that you can't play small minions, and this might be just like an answer for a small minion in the mid game. That's probably your best shot if this card's even play.
Yep, that makes sense.
Yeah, Mike, what are your thoughts on this?
Ketchup and mustard.
All right.
Gotta love it.
True.
All right, next up, Bola Shot. This is a 2-mana hunter spell. Deal 1 damage to a minion and 2 to its neighbors. I don't know. I don't play a lot of hunter. I think that this is very similar to the other spell that exists. I can't think of the name off the top of my head that does 2 damage to a minion and 1 to each of the neighbors. This is just the opposite of that. Maybe you put this in some kind of Reno hunter. Maybe you put it in a spell hunter. But it feels bad to say it, but nobody plays those, right?
Yeah, that's Grievous Bite.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah. Essentially, this does a little more damage than that because it's 1 to the middle, 2 on the outside. Grievous Bite was 2 to the middle and 1 on the outsides. So technically, it's better.
It seems like it has potential. I just, I don't know. I guess I'm feeling a little bit skeptical, but I don't know. Bat, what are your thoughts?
They keep giving Hunter worse version of the mage spell Combustion. And it's kind of deflating if you like Hunter. Because it's mage got this really cool removal spell. What did we get? Oh, the same thing, but significantly worse.
But worse, yeah.
Yeah, it's a shame.
What do you think, Mike? Sorry, Hydra, go for what's...
I was going to say it kind of goes against what the hero power of Hunter says. Hunter tells you to go face. It's not the best control sort of deck, and this seems to be a tool for that, to remove small minions in the early game if you're kind of trying to control the board. So, just wanted to add that.
Yeah. Mike, what do you think?
What does Slizzle say? It's a Hunter card?
Yeah, all right. Next up is Conjure Mana Biscuit. This is 2-mana mage spell. Add a biscuit to your hand that refreshes 2 mana crystals. The biscuit does cost 0. I have seen people playing this in Quest Mage with positive win rate. So, 0 mana
really?
refresh 2 seems good, but I don't know. So, I think it warrants playtesting for sure. I think it was Bodybuilder HS was playing Quest Mage, went on a pretty good win streak with it, running this card. It requires further testing from me, but I think it has potential. Hydra, what do you think?
That's probably where I'm going to try it as well. I didn't play a lot of Quest Mage, but that is one of the decks that I crafted on one of my free-to-play accounts, and I have this card now, so I'm definitely going to throw that in there and see how it does. I still don't know. I haven't even tried it, but I feel like that could be where its home is. So we'll see. I'll have to find out after trying it out. What do you think, Bat?
Yeah, it's Corbett was playing it today as well, and it looked pretty strong when it's played with Sorcerer's Approach on the board. It just nets you 1 mana, so that's obviously a plus. But Quest Mage is tier 4, so we'll see. Maybe in the future it'll be really good.
Mm-hmm.
What do you
How
think,
about
Mike?
you, Mike?
Should have been a funnel cake. I think it'll make Quest Mage a little more fun. But
Should have been a funnel cake. That's right.
Isn't Priest a funnel cake class?
Yeah, although I think funnel cake would have been great.
But there's still the big 3 out there. So yeah.
Cool. All right. Next up is Crab Rider. This is a 2-mana 1/4 Murloc with Rush and Wind Fury. This is just a pass for me. I just don't see this slotting into anything. Hydra, what do you think?
Yeah, same here.
Sorry. Yeah, I don't really see this going in any wild, aggressive Murloc deck. It trades. It does not go face. But
well, it's awfully cute, and I'm a fan of Matt Dixon art, so there's that. But that's about all. The only good thing I can say about it. If it was a mech and it had magnetic, then that would be a thing.
It's riding a cool crab, so
it's good in. It's a great card in hand buff Paladin.
Oh, that's a good point.
Really great card in hand, and Inman and Bodybuilders hand hand buff paladin that's always in high legend, just the two of them mostly, but it's there. And
he's been playing that with like a ton of success. It makes me want to try it.
Oh yeah, he's earned a command in my chat. He's earned it.
Cool.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, I think so as well.
I think this card slots in there perfectly. It doesn't heal like Scalehide does, but the Wind Fury kind of can make up for that, right?
Oh yeah, you get this thing huge, and I would be very, very sad to see this come down on the board against me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right, I like that. Mike, what do you think?
I like the flavor text on it.
What does it say?
I'll have to pull it up. It was like some song lyrics, really popular song. I'm spacing on it right now.
Oh, no worries. All right, I'll have to check it out.
Yeah.
I can get it if you want. Oh, here you go. It says, "Now I'm falling asleep and she's calling a crab."
There we go.
So there you go.
There we go.
Gosh. Wait, is that the second? That's Killers, right? Is that the second?
Yes, it's the Killers.
Do we not just have a different flavor text to a Killer song in our last set review? Did that not happen?
I don't recall. I wouldn't be surprised. They're usually really like on point with the flavor text.
Somebody really likes Killers at Blizzard then, because I could swear there was another one.
Huh. All right. Well, I'll watch Bodybuilder play it. We'll be interested in that. All right. Next up is Dark Inquisitor Zanesh. This is a priest legendary 5-mana 3/5 battle cry. Reduce the cost of all corrupt cards in your hand and deck by 2. This seems interesting to me. I think that this will be played in Standard. I don't think that we really play like sitting here like thinking about the corrupt cards that we play in Priest and Wild, and the only ones that I could think of are just the one, right? It's not Palm Reading. It's the other
Insight.
one. Sorry, what's it called?
Insight.
Yeah. So I think that I don't know. I don't really think that we would utilize it all that much. I mean, the concept is cool. Hydra, what do you think?
Yeah, I don't know. Unless someone's doing some sort of clown shenanigans. Like, how many corrupt cards are you really playing in a priest deck in Wild? That's maybe something somebody can meme around with some clowns.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I wish it was neutral. I agree.
Oh, no, you don't.
Well, yeah.
yeah, take it back.
Oh, no.
Could be dangerous. Very dangerous. So that's, clowns. But that's how I see it. What do you think, Bat?
Yeah, I'm right there with you, man. Corrupt cards seem super underwhelming just across the board.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, even in Wild, we only play a couple, and they're mostly like, okay, in Warlock, maybe you play Cascading Disaster, sometimes, maybe, but not
Priest
a lot.
Does run corrupt cards. What's the 3-mana that reduces the cost of the ones in your hand by 1 and discover spell?
That's palm reading.
It's palm reading, but that doesn't. Does that corrupt? I don't think so.
No, you're talking about Auspicious Spirits, the 4-mana spell.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
It's
Yeah, you're right. Palm reading does not corrupt. I don't play enough priest, as you can tell.
I play against priest. That's my problem.
There you go.
So yeah, I don't know. Mike, do you have any opinions on this guy?
I think Mike was rushing out. I think he's going to be right back. So
okay.
I'm going to pretend that I'm Mike and say this is a priest card, and then you can move on. The next one up is Death Warden. This is a neutral 3-mana 2/5. And the text says Death Rattles can't trigger. I feel like this is interesting. And maybe there's some kind of funky, either this is some kind of funky tech card or there's some kind of funky combo here. It is not going to be me that finds that combo. It's going to be Clark Hellscream or somebody like that. So I don't know. I mean, I can see this being great, with a board clear. Like maybe you use this, in some like Odd Warrior maybe against, some like your like Reno Lock or something where there's a bunch of death rattles. I don't know, but it doesn't seem it seems a little fringe to me. So I don't know. I'm a little skeptical. I don't really see it, but maybe. Hyder, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm thinking the same thing. It's got to be something fringe. I don't know if anyone's theory crafted anything about this. I personally don't see where it fits. If cube block was everywhere, I can see it being annoying. But you could just make the appropriate trades first, right? And then still get your death rattles. So I don't know. Maybe Bat has heard something about this card. I currently don't see it. But Bat, have you seen anything or heard anything about this?
No, the only whispers I hear about it are some of my friends that play Standard, because every time a year ends and we have the 4 sets in Standard,
mm-hmm.
and the pool's very low, like some kind of token druid with Soul of the Forest is really good, and that's when a card like this will be played, like come like April, but nothing in Wild for a while. I don't think it'll be annoying, like when it's devolved into and you're like, oh yeah, that's nice. Good for me. And then you just like clear the board with death rattles and this card's there, so that's cool. But I don't think it'll fit into any 30 card slots.
That reminds me, I was playing last week Mr. 37's Evolved Shaman, and I evolved into, I don't know, it was that cloak or whatever that gives the rest of your minions can't be targeted.
The robes,
yeah. And I was like, oh, well, this is fun. Like I remember when that card came out thinking like, oh, that's neat. Are we going to play that? No, but it's pretty cool. And so I got that, and then my opponent conceded, which was kind of cool. But and it reminds me of this, like, hey, when you high roll into it or, generate it from something, like, that's pretty cool. But I struggle trying to figure out when I would actually run this.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, if Death Rattle starts to become a thing, maybe it's a tech. I don't know. Mike, are you back? Or not quite yet?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, I just said back up. I apologize.
Oh, no, it's all good.
Yeah, my bad.
Yeah, what are your thoughts on this Death Warden?
I think it's pretty cool. I think it'll just be pretty situational though. I know initially, like, yeah, it shuts down, like, obviously Death Rattle, so Mad Scientist, Void Lords, but whenever I see Mad Scientist, it's followed by, 4/4s and 5/5s and fireballs, so that doesn't matter. Yeah. I think it's cool, but it probably, when we put together our tournaments or listener series, stuff like that, but abilities like this will come in use, but for ladder, I don't know.
Yeah, I feel you. All right, next up is Dreaming Drake. This is a druid minion. It's a 3-mana 3/4 dragon with taunt and corrupt, gain +2/+2. So corrupted, it becomes a 3-mana 5/6. So I don't know if Dragon Druid becomes a thing or some kind of menagerie. I don't know. Doesn't seem bad to me, but it sort of feels like a standard card. I don't know. Maybe there's a way in some world that, like, No Clapper or somebody will drop this into a like Hydralisk Druid with the new N'Zoth because it's a dragon. But if it came back uncorrupted, right? So
yeah,
I don't know.
I believe. Oh no,
maybe it doesn't. Huh?
It changes.
It comes back to the version it does.
Okay. Oh, that's cool. Well, I don't know. It seems kind of fun. I want to play with it. I don't know how good it will actually be, but I definitely want to try it out. Hyder, do you have any thoughts?
The only thing is, if you're looking to bring this back with, like, Hydralisk, you obviously want to bring back the big version. So you're looking to play this off curve. You're playing the long game. So I guess if you're playing a bit of a longer game, you don't really mind playing this late because you have to play it later to corrupt it correctly. So it kind of sucks that you can't really play it on curve. I mean, you can if you're going against aggro. A 3-mana 3/4 with taunt is still pretty decent. It gets just stop from getting hit in the face. But it's not really a deck. Go play it in casual, be fun. That
really, really good standard card. Just because it's good stats for the cost. Uncorrupted in standard because it's standard, and that's it. No other thoughts,
Mike?
I'll pass on it.
Yeah. All right, what do we got next, Nate?
Chat says that it would be good in standard with the new N'Zoth, and I could see that. All right, next up is the Warlock legendary minion called Envoy Rustwix. It's a 5-mana 5/4 demon. With the Death Rattle, shuffle 3 random prime legendary minions into your deck. This card seems really fun. I don't think it's quite good enough to stick into Arena Lock. Like, it's definitely a value generator. And it looks like a lot of fun. But the deck is so optimized at this point, I struggle to say, especially the 5-mana slot, like, hey, what do we pull out to stick this in? Like, I love the card. The flavor's cool. The artwork's cool. The idea is cool. It sort of depends what legendaries I get. If I get the Warlock one, that's pretty awesome. If I get the Warrior one, that's pretty awesome. The Mage one's pretty good. Some of the other ones I probably wouldn't want. I don't know. It looks fun. I kind of feel like I want to try it. If I had to score it, like, out of 5, I'd probably say, like, 3. Like, it's playable, but I don't think it's, like, busted or even, like, super good. Looks really fun, though. Hyder, what do you think?
Yeah, if I was playing like a wallet Reno Warlock list and I just wanted value, if I'm just having fun, I'd put this in just because. Like, it's just cool. You're getting, it would kind of suck if you turned off your Reno because it put duplicates in your deck. Because it could shuffle 2 of the same into your deck. So
I wonder about that interaction. I remember the interaction with Prince Malchezaar.
Yeah.
And they said if you put Prince Malchezaar in a Reno deck, it will never shuffle duplicates, which I thought was interesting. And I'm curious about the interaction with this. I'll ask I'll ask Celestalon and see if I can get a response. I'm curious if it would do that or not.
Because I can see you, kind of screwing yourself there.
Mm-hmm.
If it did that, there's a chance it could happen. But yeah, I think it's a fun card. I think it can be a powerful, fun value card. Maybe not the best card, but if you bring it back, it gets to do it again because it's a death rattle, not a battle cry. So it helps in fatigue.
Yeah.
Right. It definitely is like I'd call it like a Brian Kibler card. Something
this is a wild card for sure. I think this would be really good in Odd Warrior. I don't know. I love it. I mean, someone in chat was saying like Nate Goldcraft. I don't know. I'm a little skeptical. I want to play with it first. I love the idea of it. I just don't know that, like, it shuffles. So the primes that it will shuffle, it's not like the upgraded primes. It's like the base prime. And so if this is late game and I top deck like the Shaman Prime, I don't want that.
Oh wait, this shuffles the base prime.
Yeah, it's gonna shuffle the base prime into your deck, and then you would play it, and the death rattle would be to shuffle the upgraded prime, right? Isn't that how it works? I could be. Someone correct me if I'm wrong.
No way. There's no way it does that.
Is it the upgraded? Is it the upgraded?
I thought it was upgraded. Is how I saw it happening.
If it's the regular one, it's terrible. This card's unplayable. If that's real.
Chat.
The regular one. Don't ask me.
Way too slow.
No. Okay. Sorry. I just
Upgraded.
20 people in chat just said that it's the upgraded. So.
Oh, because it says the word prime in it, right? So is that not how it's differentiated between the small guy and the big guy?
Oh yeah, Solarian. Solarian Prime.
Yeah.
You guys are right.
Thank you, chat.
Nate's drunk
Somebody
again.
said Nate's drinking.
No comment.
I'm joking. I've not seen any. It was something interesting that they did with this set, where there was no reveal stream, there was no theory testing streams. I think that's cool. Like it's fun to get this stuff, and then we have to go play with it. I just haven't played with it. Like I wanted to go play the new Broken thing, and I haven't played this guy yet. So okay, apparently it is the upgrades. Yes.
Yeah. So that's my opinion. Bat, what do you think? Are people going to play this?
Nope, still unplayable. Because the Final legendaries are terrible. They're so bad. Plus, one thing you guys didn't mention, this is a demon, so it will screw up your pool if you're playing a Gul'dan deck.
Yeah, that's true. That was the only thing I was thinking of is, if you're trying to have fun, you can bring it back and get more because it's Death Rattle.
Like
True,
I said,
you can definitely do that.
this is great in Odd Warrior.
Yeah, true. So I guess what you're saying is I have to put Malkazar in my Odd Warriors when I get this, and then we're really getting.
Oh
spicy.
man, what do you
Mike,
think, Mike?
any opinions?
I think this would, like you said, be great in Odd Priest. It's pretty cool that Spyber from 600 Dust, he opened this in Golden today. So I'm pretty excited for him. He can bust out some primes in Golden.
It looks nice in gold. It does.
But I guess you play this sack pack, and then what? Like, I don't know. I guess if you want to keep like your 9-star, 10-star, yeah.
Oh my god! Wow.
I'm just being real, man. What? I don't know.
No, it's funny. It's funny. It's funny. All right.
Yeah, but maybe we'll talk about that a little bit later. Maybe that's the way to go these days.
Maybe. All right, let's move along. Next up is a dual class card. It's called Fellfire Deadeye. This is a Demon Hunter and Hunter minion. It's a 2-mana 2/3. Your hero power costs 1 less. Okay, that's interesting. The only way I'd be interested in playing with this is if it was an odd cost for Wild. So I don't know. I don't think that the rest of Demon Hunter, like not odd version, is good enough at this point. But that's my 2 cents. Hydra, what do you think?
In Even Hunter, that would make a free ping, right? If you were playing Even Hunter, because you're already
yeah.
there.
Oh yeah.
So, hey, face deck Even Hunter, free ping.
Hey, that's right. I mean, we could try it. And I know, I mean, I think it was last month or maybe the month before, Smork was playing some of it and having success in High Legend. So, I mean, it's definitely possible.
Nate, you actually, I think, saw me when I was playing against my kid. This is embarrassing, but I actually do have a full golden Even Hunter deck.
Ooh.
So it's ready and it's waiting. I don't know what Young Hunt was playing it one day, and he was climbing in Legend with it, and this is, I don't know, a while ago, and I was like, cool. Then I crafted the deck, and I had a whole bunch of the cards in Golden, and I was like, man, why do you got to do this to me, Hearthstone? Craft the rest. They get me every time. So, hey, if it works, cool. I mean, that Even Hunter deck will be sitting there. One day it'll be good. It's not very good. Oops. But yeah, so Even Hunter. That's the only thing I can think of. Bat?
I've been trying to theory craft an Even Hunter because you can run a lot of the good cards into like Kingsbane and with it. So I've been working on it. I definitely include this card.
Yeah.
That's all I have to say about it.
I started realizing that the only cards that I like are Mage, Priest, and Warlock cards, and everything else I just say this is not playable. and I think it's just me. I think I'm just biased.
We should go back and look at the spreadsheet and actually see like what you've voted good. It's all those, and you just vote bad on everything.
It's because that's what I want to play. Honestly, yeah. I'm starting to realize that. I don't know, Mike. What do you think?
Yeah, I hope this card is good because then I can play more Odd Warrior. I'd love to see some even Hunter.
There you go.
That's funny. That's funny. All right.
They'll play Rexar and we'll lose.
Hey there. Yeah, that's true.
Wait. Can we? Oh crap. All right, yeah. Let the show go. Go ahead. Damn.
All right, next up is a card called Fell Saber. This is a 4-mana 5/6 demon. Can only attack if your hero attacked this turn. When I hit Legend with Odd Demon Hunter, I played, I don't remember what the card is called, but it was basically this card, but it was a 3/6, I think, but for 3. I don't see how this plays in Wild. It seems pretty good. I mean, if you make like a big Demon Hunter or some kind of recruit deck, or in Standard, probably even pretty good, because your hero can attack every turn very easily, and a 4-mana 5/6 seems good. But in Wild, I don't really see it having a lot of potential. I'll pass over to Hydra.
You basically summed that up for me. I don't think, and we're playing right now, Odd Demon Hunter is the most viable Demon Hunter deck. It's not odd. It's got a big body, but I'm not playing it, and I don't really see it being played. Bat?
Yep, it's Silithid Swarmer with Pit Lord's Body. I'll say no to both of those things, and move on.
John, sweet.
There's a lot of green on the card. Pass.
Probably cool golden.
All right, next up is Glacier Racer. It's a 1-mana 1/3 with Spellburst, deal 3 damage to all frozen enemies. Okay, so when I first saw these like freeze mage cards, I was like, okay, these are just not good. Last night I played a handful of games with Glare. He has a homebrew freeze mage deck with these new cards, and was doing a lot better than I thought. It's difficult play style for me, but it's definitely interesting. I think it's kind of fun and has potential. It's like a new archetype, which I was not expecting. It's essentially like a freeze mage or like a burn style mage. Yeah, I mean, this plus Frost Nova can be cool. Or this plus like Ice Lance or whatever. Like, there's potential here. I don't think it's like tier 1 or anything. This is like a tier 3, tier 4, but it's fun. It's new. It's different. It has potential. That's me. Hyder, what do you think?
Does it go face?
Yes, it does. It does. If you freeze the enemy hero, it does go face. Yes, I played it last night.
I was gonna ask. So just to clarify on order here, it says Spell Burst, deal 3 damage to all frozen minions. So if I play Frost Nova completes first, right?
Correct.
Then Spell Burst is triggered. Okay, well then we're good. Good card. Because
I did it last night.
Already be frozen in the first place, then it would just be too hard to trigger. So just confirming that.
And it says enemies, not minions, so you can do it like if you play this and then you like Frostbolt or whatever.
Ice Lance.
Yeah. So it'll work on the enemy hero as well.
Imagine Spell Burst just happened for like it only triggers once. It's a good thing it doesn't keep triggering.
Right? Oh my goodness.
I was so mad back in August when you guys told me that. I thought it was every time.
Did I. I got all excited.
I'm still good. Anyway.
All right. Bat, got any additional thoughts on this?
Yeah, great odd mage card. Really, really great odd mage card. Because, like you said, you can play the Frost Nova, you could play Ice Lance, and all those cards.
Yeah.
So, big fan. Excited to see if somebody can make it work, because I think odd mage is kind of in fringe for like 2 expansions.
It is. I almost lost to it the other day. It was super close. So, Mike, what do you think?
I think it's pretty cool. When they had, what was it, like a trailer video or something, I saw this card in effect, but they didn't reveal the card yet. So like when I saw it get revealed, I was like, oh yeah, that's the card from the video. But yeah, I think it's pretty cool. I'm probably not realizing how good it is right now, but I am glad it's a Spell Burst. I'm glad it's not like anything else. Spell Burst only happens once. It's a one-time thing. Get it out the way. Like Bat said, it'll power up some Odd Mage. I remember for a hot second, Odd Mage was cool. Was it Janelai? And then the next expansion, whatever came out, totally like put that away. So hopefully this can do something.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, I thought it was bad until I played it, and I was like, oh, this is okay. So yeah, I mean, it just needs some testing. This is something new.
Yeah.
All right. Next up is another dual class card. It's called Guidance. This is a Shaman and Druid card. 1 mana. It says look at 2 spells, add 1 to your hand, or overload 1 to get both. I don't know. This seems interesting to me. I'm not quite sure. Maybe in some kind of like a miracle druid where I'm wanting to like cycle. I don't know. We'll see. It has potential to me. I don't play a lot of either of these classes. I don't think I would put it in my deck in a shaman deck really. I mean maybe like in an odd shaman, but like that's a tier 4 deck, right? Or I could see it going in like a spell heavy kind of cycle auctioneer druid type of thing. So I don't know. Like I don't know. It seems interesting to me. Yeah, I don't know. Hydra, what do you think?
So this seems to be a card that, unless I'm reading it wrong, seems to be a choose one card that doesn't say choose one. Because it says look at 2 spells, add 1 to your hand, or you can choose to overload and get both.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So, but it doesn't say choose one. So would this not trigger both if you have what's the legendary that lets you do choose ones?
Oh, yeah, no, because it doesn't say it doesn't. It's not a choose one. Yeah.
Yeah, that's lame though because it is, but it doesn't have the key word. So
right.
No, so the way the card resolves, because I was able to cast it either today or yesterday, and it pops up, so it'll show up in three slots. So it'll be 1 spell, 2 spell, and then the overload option. So it's really 3. It's kind of like branching paths kind of a deal. So
interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like if you're just trying to generate value, it's kind of a cool card. If you're looking for answers, it's a cool card. It doesn't seem essential to any sort of game plan. So, I mean, I think it's all right if you want to just include it into a value style deck.
Quick question. Is it Discover or from your deck?
I don't know. It just says look at 2 spells. I'm not sure.
It's not from your deck.
It's not from your deck. So it's a Discover. So it also doesn't say Discover either.
Because it's not technically Discover either. Because it's only 2 options, really.
Yeah, Discover has to be 3, right?
Yeah. Weird.
Unless it physically can't discover more, like Shadow Visions or with only 2 spells or something like that.
Yeah. Weird. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, value seems neat. Other than that, meh. Any opinions on that, Bet?
Yeah, I'm kind of upset you slighted Odd Shaman a little bit.
I
played in top 50 Legend last week, so I don't want to hear about you crapping all over my Odd Shaman.
No, man, we had 3E on the show, and he brought Odd Shaman, and we went on a crazy win streak with it. Mm-hmm. And in the right hands, it's devastating. I cannot buy a win with it. But the deck is super cool. Nobody ever expects it at all, and I think it's interesting. I'm just not a shaman player.
Just don't say it wrong, go Daniel. Oh, there he is in chat. See?
Yeah, no, I bet, but like, yeah, 3E super good at it. I know Blue Train was playing a lot of it for a while, and deck is neat.
Yeah, it's really good. I think it's done super well for me. I was close to like 58% in like 150 games.
Okay.
And I think most of that is because people don't know how to interact with the totems. They either clear too many or don't clear enough, and one way or the other they usually get destroyed. But if they do it the right way, then the deck is kind of powerless because it's 2 mana hero power. So
yeah. Mike, what do you think?
Yeah, so I disrespected the Odd Shaman because I didn't think of that. But if it's not discovered, or it's like Volpira, I thought it was from your deck. So I was like, oh, like Mally Druid, just get spells from your Mally Druid. But yeah, I'll pass on it. I don't know. But yeah, Odd Shaman. Yeah, there you go, Odd Shaman.
Some of these, I think, require us to play test them a little bit to figure out, how good they are and how versatile they'll be. And that's where this kind of slots in for me. Anyways, let's move on. Well, let's jam through these. Next up is Hysteria. This is already really good and it's busted. This would be like a gold craft for me. 5. Yes. Hydra, what do you think?
Yeah, same. I already think it's good. It's another removal tool that Priest can use as if they didn't have enough already, and it's already in a deck that seems to be making people upset. So it's a pretty darn good card. Even when they change, I think when they change the Tiller interaction, I think it could still be played and still be pretty good. So, Bat, thoughts?
I mean, this card single-handedly raises Big Priest's win rate against Dark Lair.
Yep.
It's just kind of huge because it can kind of chill against Secret Mage already. Kingsbane, if Kingsbane isn't running Sap, it does pretty well. So Glaire's kind of like the missing piece. It's never going to be good against Raza, but against the other three, this really helps. And I hate Big Priest, but it's just the reality of how good this card actually is, being so cheap.
Yeah.
I mean, you do this to a Void Lord. It's got like a small amount of attack. It's just going to keep attacking everything on the board.
I think
until it dies.
So chat's asking about the Tiller nerf, and so yes, during the show, Ixar said that they're gonna address it by next week or something like that.
Oh yeah.
They didn't say how yet, but so the question is, does this change Hysteria? And I think the answer is no. It's still a busted card because you can still play it in you can still slot it into any sort of priest or warlock deck. It probably will make this OTK combo go away, but I don't see why we'd stop playing this card. Like, the card still seems good. So I don't know. Yeah, and all they said was that they're addressing the Tiller OTK like with Hysteria, and they didn't say how. They just said that they're addressing it, and so who knows what that means, and I don't. Well,
yeah,
know that I really want to speculate.
Well, they didn't say he said they were going to address the interaction, not like so they can change the interaction. It could just be the animations. You have no idea.
Yeah, no, we really don't. We really don't.
Yeah,
so
nobody has a clue. So
it doesn't change my score on the card. I still think the card's really good. It might change the deck it goes into.
Yeah, that's a good point, Bat, because they addressed Shudderwalk by changing the animation.
Right.
Yeah.
So, good point.
Mike, do you have any thoughts on this card?
Oh yeah, I gave it a 5. If they do change it, it could be what Bat said, and all they would have to do is just rearrange the words that are already on the card. Minions attack it until it dies. So I think it's a 5. Yeah.
Cool. All right. Next up is Illidari Studies. This is a 1-mana Demon Hunter spell. Discover an Outcast card. Your next one costs 1 less. I think this is fantastic. I would probably put this in my Odd Demon Hunter, or probably any Demon Hunter for that matter, because anytime a card says your next one costs 1 less, it's great. We're already running Nature Studies in all the Druid decks now. And it just seems pretty good to me. So, yeah. Hydra, what do you think?
I like it that at first when I looked at it, I thought that it was an Outcast card, so it had to be Outcast at first, but it is not. So yeah, it's pretty sweet because you're going to discover an Outcast card, and once you discover it, it's going to automatically go to the right side of your hand. So that Outcast is going to be active on whatever it was that you picked, and you can pick based on how much mana you have left that turn. So like it's Discover on steroids, it seems to be for me, because it's going to have the Outcast effect, and you get to pick for whatever mana you have. I think it's a great card. Bad.
I mean, that assumes that you're going to play it the same turn, because if you wait until the next turn, it won't have Outcast anymore because you'll draw.
Yeah, so I'm basing this on if yes, you're planning on playing a card this turn, then it will have the Discover. If not, you could still play it the next turn if you draw something with low enough mana cost. You don't want this migrating to the middle of your hand.
No, but the reduction of any Outcast card still seems good to me. in the right deck. I mean, maybe you have to build around, but I think it seems solid. Anyways, sorry about that, Bat. What do you think?
Well, you have to take into consideration when you're evaluating the power level of this card how thin the outcast pool actually is. There are only 10 cards that are in this pool.
So it's Discover Hand of Gul'dan or Skull of Gul'dan.
Skull, Spectral Sight, Eye Beam, etc. Consume Magic, even Dreadlord's Bite as well. So they have, this card is it. I'm not gonna do the math because I'm not big brain, but the odds of you missing on an impactful card are very, very low.
So, yeah, I agree. I mean, we were saying this about I don't know the name of the card. It was the Demon Hunter. No. I'm sorry. It was the one where you're discovering 1 mana spells from your class, and it was like, oh, okay, well, there's only 2 of those at the time for Demon Hunter, and so I either get the one that's Silence and Draw or Mana Burn, and like I like both of those, right?
Cobalt Spellkin, right?
Yeah. That I think Spellkin was one, and then the Volpera I think was the other.
Wand Maker.
Or was it Wand Maker? Yeah. There's a handful that do similar things, but it was the same idea, right? It's like, oh, Demon Hunter 1-cost spells are good. So it's the same here. I mean, Demon Hunter Outcast cards are good, and there's a small pool, so we can relatively accurately, guess that it's going to be somewhat good. And it's the converse thing could be said in Wild with discover a card or get a random card. Is that okay? Well, the pool is so giant that like, hey, Death Rattle summon a random legendary. Okay, cool. Like, it's my chances of it being a terrible one are pretty high because we've got a giant card pool here. Well, this is like complete opposite of that. So, anyways, Mike, what do you think?
Well, yeah, I definitely give this a 5. Demon Hunter is the youngest of the family. It's got 9 older siblings, 7, 8 years old. So they get the shiny new toy, Outcast, small pool, discover an Outcast card like Bat had just listed off. Great options. My favorite is Eye Beam. I love Eye Beam. But, Gul'dan, draw 3 cards, get a discount. We got the new weapon. This card will, get worse over time if they do make worse Outcast cards. But for right now, like, the pool is so small, it's less than a year in. So,
yeah,
I like it a lot.
All right. Next up is Imprisoned Celestial. This is a Paladin minion, 3 mana, 4/5, dormant for 2 turns. Spell burst. Give your minions Divine Shield. I just don't see this being played in Wild personally. The dormant cards in general usually not super great. It is an odd cost, but like Odd Paladin is so tight right now that I don't think that this slots in. And if I really want to give my minions Divine Shield, I'm gonna play the 3 mana card that does that, or I'm gonna play Lothraxion that does that instead. Because 3 mana do nothing for 2 turns kind of sucks, and it's reliant on the spell burst anyways. So that's me. Not a big fan. Hyder, what do you think?
Yeah, so 3 mana dormant 2 turns doesn't pop out till turn 5 or on turn 5 anyway, right? Like a Lothraxion that you would want to play for giving your little dudes Divine Shield for the rest of the game. Plus, you're gonna have to have a spell to play alongside this, or else, I mean, it's no good, right? And it would be a 4/5 on turn 5, which is understated, and in Wild that is slow. So I don't see a home for it. I'm not gonna play this card, but cool. Maybe this is something the standard people can play with. So what do you think, Bat?
Yeah, only place I see it finding a home is like Libram Paladin, because you get the you have 0 mana Librams a bunch, and you got you can play like a Libram after you play Broom, and after this awakens, and it can be kind of cute. Other than that, it doesn't seem too strong to me.
Yeah. Mike?
Yeah, I'm not playing this in a while.
Your reviews are the best. I love them. All right. Next up is another imprisoned card. This is called Imprisoned Phoenix. This is a 2-mana, 2/3 elemental. This is for both mage and shaman. Dormant for 2 turns, spell damage +2. I was playing this last night in Glaire's like freezer burn mage deck. It's interesting. I don't think I would play it outside of that. I'm not a big fan of Dormant at all. It works in his deck. Outside of that, I don't think I really play it in much. Anyways, it was interesting for me to play it yesterday, but I can't imagine myself intentionally slotting this in just about anything. Hydra, what do you think?
If I'm trying to play on curve, and I'm playing a 2-mana 2/3, I want it on the board now to be able to compete with whatever they're playing. I do think it's kind of cute that you can sort of plan out a turn because, it's going to sit there if the opponent doesn't see what's going on. And you'd think that they would see, but they could load the board up, right? And you're like, haha, spell damage +2, arcane blast, or whatever that.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of how Glaire's deck plays, where it's like, okay, you're setting up for like an OTK spell damage lethal.
Yeah, so there's nothing they can really do about it, right? So you have to plan ahead. You can, you've got your combo, and the thing is, you don't need to invest that mana the turn that you are, say, trying to kill them. Like, you've already invested it. It's going to pop out when you're ready for it. So it's already pre-planned. It's almost like you've got 12 mana on turn 10, right? Or if you play, say, 2 of these ahead of time, it's like 14 because you've played those 2. Now you've got 10 mana to deal damage to somebody with when they come out of dormant. So I think that's really, really cool. I'm not playing it on curve. I feel like unless I'm against aggro, right? But it seems like it has a home, and you want to do something dirty with a lot of face damage. What do you think, Bat?
I don't see it. Not even in any universe.
Love it.
I would just play Cosmic Anomaly if I wanted to spell damage immediately, even though it's 2 mana more expensive. It comes out on the same turn technically, so I don't know. This is weird. I'm ever playing this card. I don't know if the elemental tag makes it relevant, but Cosmic Anomaly is also an elemental. So
well, there you go. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really know. I don't think so.
Mike?
So there was one universe I thought of 2 things. Bat said one of them. The other one is worse. Where I haven't played this deck, but I thought about it because I've seen it before. Where you unload, like turn 7, a lot of elementals, and then turn 8 you play that grand finale card. So let's say the grand finale turn nothing happens. Now you got turn 9 where this is on the board. I guess this helps where it costs 2, doesn't cost 4. Like the first play Matt said, but I like his play better, just so that's known on the record. This is on the board. You could play the 1-drops that are 1/3. What are they? Spell damage guys. The hair's all frizzly. What are they called?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, Lab Partners.
Lab Partners.
And then you can discover with the 1-mana spell.
Ben Bro.
I'm just saying, you can get a bunch of stuff on board turn 9. And then maybe Ross can do some spell damage. Maybe you can get that new 1/3 that deals damage to enemies that are frozen. You can figure something out, but it's yeah.
Yeah. All right, let's move on. Next up is called Ironclad. This is a warrior minion. It's a 3-mana 2/4 mech. Battlecry your hero. If your hero has armor, gain +2/+2. This seems like I don't know. Like I could probably slot this into an odd warrior. It's like pretty easily. Yeah, I don't know. I don't have much thoughts about it. I mean, I think odd warrior in general, a lot of people have slowly started to remove the Dr. Boom hero because you wanted to just keep hero powering, but if you wanted to run a more mech-centric version, this seems pretty good. So, I don't know. That's my 2 cents. Hyder, what do you think?
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing with Dr. Boom. Even if you don't run it in the deck, you could generate it. And I wouldn't be... And you probably have armor at that point, so... I mean, it's just another mech another value thing you can just throw onto the board, because you're going to have armor, most likely, and... It's just a good body for its cost. Like I said, if you don't slot it in, you can discover it if we're playing Dr. Boom. So I think it's an okay card. I don't think it's some sort of meta breaker by any means. It's there. It's okay. How about you, Bat?
This card is the Stone Cold Nuts. In Menagerie.
Yeah, no, I hadn't. Yep.
The card is the Stone Cold Nuts. 1 tick with the weapon, and it's a what is it, a 5/7? Is that how that math works? Like, that's like ridiculous.
Yep.
I don't know. I think this card is insane. You can, if you buff it, even if you play it on 3 and you're on the coin and you just coin Ziliax against an aggro deck, feels pretty good. I don't know. I think this card is a sleeper and is going to be kind of annoying to deal with pretty soon.
Interesting. I like it. I mean, it's not one of our top 3 decks we're running into right now, so anything different's pretty sweet.
Yeah, I hadn't thought about that, but now I kind of want to play it.
Any thoughts on... Sorry?
So Menagerie Warrior is good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's definitely on the menu.
Oh, it sure is. Oh, yeah.
What do you think, Mike?
Yo, I like it a lot. 3 mana, was it 4/6? Yeah, every time. Oh yeah. There's no way it's not. Yep.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, sounds good. Next up is Key Warden Ivory. This is a dual class mage and rogue. 5 mana, 4/5 battle cry. Discover a dual class spell from any class. Spell burst, get another copy. Yeah, seems pretty interesting to me. I don't know. I could see this slotting into something probably standard. I don't know, but I don't know. It's a pass for me. Like, I don't see myself using it except in standard, but I don't know. I'll pass. And I think let's yeah. It's, someone just said time check. That's probably not a bad idea. Maybe we can go through these a little bit quicker.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with a pass on this one too. Seems super cool. Value generator. Seems a little slow. So it's definitely cool. I don't see myself playing it. What do you think, Matt?
Would be cool in like a lower, like the low curve Reno Secret Mage, because it discovers Shield of Honor and Raise Dead.
Seems okay in Odd Rogue. I don't know. What do you think, Mike?
Odd Rogue or Reno Mage. Yep.
Yeah, we can test him. Okay, next up is a Shaman spell called Landslide. This is a 2 mana spell. Deal 1 damage to all enemy minions. If you're overloaded, deal 1 damage again. I don't know. It's interesting. Someone had posted a question to the devs earlier saying, hey, historically, Shaman was like deal random AoE damage to all enemy minions, and over time we've started seeing like deal set amounts of damage. I don't know. This just seems like a worse Maelstrom Portal or a different Maelstrom Portal. I don't know. I mean, potentially you could clear a board of 2/2s or 1/1s with Divine Shield. So I don't know. But how often are you overloaded? I'm not sure. I'm like a little skeptical of this. I'm not quite sure what I'd put it in, what I would remove, or what deck I would use it in. It's interesting, but I don't know. I don't see like a place for it in Even Shaman, so I'll just pass. Hydra?
Yeah, it doesn't seem to be in line with what Even Shaman's trying to do, and are you really going to be overloaded on turn 2 when you don't really have much of a turn 1 play on Even Shaman? No. Unless you're just holding on to this for later in the game. Doesn't seem very proactive for even shaman when you're trying to stick totems and stuff like that. So it doesn't seem interesting to me. I don't know. I don't really like it myself. Bat.
This card played on turn 6 with Squall Hunter deals 6 AoE damage, or 2 ways for 3.
Ooh, okay.
And you don't really ever, I wouldn't say ever, but you rarely actually play Maelstrom Portal on 2. Honestly, I've played a lot of Even Shaman in my life. It's very rare that I'm actually ready to cast it on 2 instead of developing one of my minions. I'd like to kind of save it for 4. This could also fit in like Big Shaman, and if Shaman's playable in any format that Odd Paladin is now with Lothraxian, because you can overload with cheap stuff like Ancestral, the one that draws 2. I don't remember which one that is.
Spirit?
Is it Spirit? Yeah.
Maybe. If you got bubbles on your dudes, then this is pretty good against that for sure.
Doing 2 waves is very important, and the Squall Hunter. If Even Shaman, if Reno Priest goes away, you can play Even Shaman in some capacity.
Knowledge, my bad. Ancestral knowledge.
Good. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, I screw those up all the time. Squall Hunter in this is like insane. It's a lot of damage.
That one would be nuts. I didn't think of that.
That's a lot of damage for 6 mana to minions.
Yeah, that seems like a good combo, actually. Mike, any thoughts?
Yeah.
It's a 2 mana. Nah, I don't like it. I don't play Shaman, so I'm not really for it.
All right.
Right on.
All right.
I'm more of a Caballer. You know the Caballer classes.
That's right. All right. Next up is called the Libram of Justice. This is a paladin weapon, 7 mana, 5/3. Corrupt, gain lifesteal. I think corrupting something at 7 is hard, but it's a Libram, so you can get reductions pretty darn easy. I think this slots into standard pretty well. Wild, probably not. But I could see this going into Libram Paladin in standard real easy, or pure Paladin, or Broom Paladin, or whatever. So this feels like a standard card to me, but like a pretty good standard card. Hydra?
Yeah, I run into Libram Paladin occasionally in Wild, not that often. When I do find it kind of annoying to play against. If they can reduce this, like the life steal and the fact that they can deal 15 damage to you and heal themselves up, 15 damage is extremely significant. Whether or not it's too slow and Libram Paladin is good enough to even play is a different question, but I do think that that's a huge swing. That's a 30 health life swing if you're hitting face.
Yeah.
Right? Or just clearing minions. So I think it's a really strong card. If we end up playing it, cool. It could be really annoying to play against. I could see myself like playing a lot of aggro and having them pull this out and beat me down and heal up, or just clear my board and heal up the whole time, and I wouldn't like that. So strong card. We'll see if it gets played. What do you think, Bat?
People used to play the Uther Death Knight, not for the hero power, but just because the weapon was so OP, and this is literally that weapon.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And you can discount it. So I think it could be impactful if Libram Paladin gets a little bit extra oomph in the future.
Yeah.
This card is, from a design standpoint, in a vacuum, is terrifying.
Yeah, anything that can get discounted is scary.
Very scary.
So, and this definitely gets discounted. Mike, what do you think?
Yeah, I think this card can be played in Wild. I watched this guy. You guys might know him. His name's Corbett. He's playing that guy. He's playing some Libram today. Not to say people can play at his level, but to see him play cards like Libram make me think it's not too much of a joke to even try. So watching him with his pen fling and mastery, this dude, sick APM. It was the craziest stuff today. Watching him play Libram, I fully feel confident this card would be in Wild. Where it falls, we'll have to wait and see, but I see it coming. No problem.
Sweet. I like that take. All right, let's keep moving on here. Next up is Lightsteed. This is a priest minion. This is a 4-mana 3/6 elemental. The text says your healing effects also give affected minions +2 health. It's a really interesting interaction. I'm not quite sure what to make of it. I think you could probably slot this into like a combo priest. Like if you're using like healing circle or whatever it's called, the 0 mana that gives +4 health to everything. Like, okay, I mean, I don't. There's some potential here for some strange kind of combo. I don't see myself really playing it, but I think that there's some potential for something interesting here. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's an elemental, so I suppose if you're playing the new N'Zoth, that could be a thing, but I don't. It does like. I don't really see it. I mean, it's got a big butt, so maybe there's some potential for combo here, but I don't. I'm a little confused as to the method to play this. So this is kind of a pass for me, but I will anticipate Swaguar or Clark or somebody doing something fun with it. What do you think, Hydra?
Yeah, I don't know. It says your healing effects also give, like, it gives the 2+ health, but if you circle of healing, that's going to give all their minions +2
that's
health.
True.
Also.
Oh, that's true. It's true.
So I don't know, or maybe you're gonna give your board a bunch of health, and you got stuff with big butts, and then you could Void Ripper and smack them all in the face with their big butts.
Yeah. There's definitely combo potential.
That would be cool. I'd like to pull that one out. Nobody expected.
Void Ripper has always been like, I don't know. That's the big brain play there.
But yeah, other than something like that, something silly. I mean, Priest right now is either shooting you down with its hero power or it's rezzing things, and nobody's rezzing this. So, what do you think, Bat?
Oh, Holy Nova, yeah.
Yeah. This card screams the Priest Quest.
Oh yeah.
And just +3/+5 with this card on the board, which is pretty insane for 2 mana, and sometimes more. That's about it, though.
Yeah, okay. Mike?
They finally put Rapid Dash on a Hearthstone card.
I
like it.
Gotta catch them all.
Gotta catch them all. Next card.
All right, this is called Lucky Soul Hoarder. This is a dual class Warlock and Demon Hunter. 3 mana, 3/4, Battlecry, shuffle 2 soul fragments into your deck. Corrupt, draw a card. Yeah, I mean, I could see this. This is like, I mean, you can play soul fragments in Wild. I know Ben from work has played them to a lot of success. It's more really of a standard deck. I don't know. Like, I don't see this really slotting into anything Wild related. It fits that soul shuffle or soul fragment archetype in standard. I don't see myself using this personally. Hydra, what do you think?
I will say, I've accidentally queued Soul Fragment in Wild just because I was still selected on the wrong deck. And I was very upset, but I actually did win. I can't remember what I was versing. So maybe it isn't all that bad, or I just got lucky or I had the right matchup. I see this as more of a standard card. If there's more support later on, sweet. It does a lot for its mana cost. It's shuffling in 2 soul fragments, and you get to draw a card. 3 mana, 3/4 that draws you a card as well. Like, it's a good card. It's definitely a good card. Don't know if it really has a home right now, but if that deck becomes good, hell yeah, I'd run it. Bat?
In Skullman's Academy, I was in. I think I peaked at like 16 with Soul Demon Hunter in Wild.
Oh yeah,
it's strong, man. It's strong. Just doesn't fit in. Well, sorry, it's not strong. I shouldn't say that. It's incredibly fair, but if maximized to its potential, then it becomes strong. So only in certain circumstances. I wish this card was out 4 months ago. This card was out 4 months ago. I probably would have climbed higher than 16 or whatever. So for
All right.
Soul Fragments, eventually it'll be really good, but now obviously it doesn't have a place.
Gotcha. All right, what do you think, Mike?
I have currently 129 Demon Hunter wins, so I don't think I'm qualified to say anything about this. And that's being fair.
All right, next up is a Shaman card called Mistrunner. This is a 5-mana 4/4 Battlecry. Give a friendly minion +3/+3, overload 1. Someone had compared this to Flame Wreathed Faceless, the 4-mana 7/7, like maybe would you rather do that? And or someone saying, I think the comment was, in Wild you can play a 4-mana 7/7 for and nobody plays that. Why would you play this? Yeah, I don't know. The only thing that's interesting for me with this card is that you can target another minion, which could be good. With the odd cost though, like this doesn't seem to me like something that you really want to play in Odd Shaman, though I'm very, very, very much not the expert in that, and so, you know, I could be wrong. I mean, do you want to give your spell damage totem +3/+3? Maybe make it harder to kill. Yes, yeah. See, Bat likes it. I don't know. It's interesting to me. I mean, I could see doing that, right? How much does Eyesore cost? Does that go in Odd? Anyways,
not the version I play, but it costs 3.
Well, there's some potential. If I had to classify this, I would say Fringe. But the Battle Cry seems pretty good. Overload 1 does not seem that bad to me. So, Hydra?
I think if this card had come out in like classic Hearthstone when the game was all very board centric, this card would be broken.
Yeah. I mean, you remember the one that got nerfed? We used to always play in
Bone Mare.
Oh, there's Bone Mare.
Bone Mare. Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
From 7 to 8. Like that card was insane.
Yeah.
And so this is like a mini Bone Mare. Right? It doesn't give taunt or anything, but in a board-centered game, in a meta where let's pretend you can play mid-range and Wild right now, that would be pretty solid, I feel. If in a meta where mid-range decks can do well, I think this is a really sweet card.
I can see myself getting frustrated when my opponent plays it.
Yeah. So I think it's cool. I think it depends on the right meta. But that's where I land. Bat?
It's Bone Mare.
Yeah.
It's Bone Mare. It's so good. It is.
What do you put it in though? That's my question.
Odd Shaman.
Okay.
Oh my god. It's so good. It's so good. You buff a minion, then you have like a 4/4 alongside like a 3/5 totem. Then I don't know. Doesn't that just scream power to you? I don't know.
No, it does.
It does. Here's my thought. My thought on Odd Shaman is that it's a good deck, that it's really difficult to play correctly, and I think there's a couple people, probably yourself included, in 3E and Blue Train, that could play it really well, and the rest of us probably flop because it's a difficult deck to play. But when you play it correctly, it's incredibly rewarding. I mean, I've seen it. It's good. I don't know how to make heads or tails of it myself.
OMG Game 69 in chat saying if you can stick a Bran and then do this to the Bran, and then the Bran's big and then it's harder to kill. That's pretty cool. But we're dreaming at that point. Bran has soft taunt, right?
Yeah, Mike, what do you think?
Yeah, it's a Bone Mare. Misty, what they say? Mist Bone in chat. Yeah,
there you go. All right. Next up is Moonfang. I'm happy that this card made the set, because when we did our lore show with Goliath, he had asked, "Hey, how come this card didn't make the set? Hey, maybe it will be in the mini set." So he predicted that one. It's an interesting card. 5-mana 6/3 Beast. Can only take 1 damage at a time. This is a neutral minion. I don't think that I see myself running this at all, but discovering this effect when in a Zombeast from Deathstalker Rexar seems pretty dope. I'm not quite sure what else to do with it. I mean, I love the flavor. I guess it would be really difficult to kill now that I think about it. Like, you would have to run 3 minions into it, or minion hero power, or a defile. So I don't know. I mean, I'm interested. I think that I'm not gonna play it, but when my opponent plays it, it's gonna be annoying to deal with, because it will be difficult to kill. You'll have to run 3 things into it essentially.
Yeah. I'm basically waiting for somebody to frostbolt it and then hover over it, and you can see it being like hovered over. Because they're like, oh yeah, 3 health, bang. What? Especially if the card's not played ever.
Right.
But it's definitely annoying. 1 damage at a time is annoying, and so it's a 3 for 1. Basically, if they're going to run 3 things into it against Odd Paladin, no problem. They're going to kill it with their guys, and they might even have Divine Shield on them. So, and you probably don't want to face tank this thing, right? Like if you played Muster, I don't know if you necessarily want to take 6 damage to the face with your weapon. So, and while they're trying to kill it, you could just you could use this for trades, or you could just keep doming them till they can kill it. So seems pretty cool. Is it wild good? Probably not. But I don't know, maybe someone jams it in some sort of mid-range hunter or something.
Duin will use it 100%.
Yeah, Duin will probably use it and annoy people with it. You could buff the crap out of it somehow. Maybe.
This is going to be absolutely bonkers off of Rexar.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that would be pretty cool. What do you think about that, Bat?
I mean, if it's ever played, we'll just see Hemet Nessingwary in the meta, and they'll take care of this card real quick.
But yeah, I mean, it still dies to like destroy cards, right? So
yeah, that's Battlecry Kill a Beast, right? The original Hemet.
Yeah, the original Hemet.
It was such a horrible card.
Not anymore.
This card is also terrible. Unfortunately, it's really good with Broom. The problem is that it costs 5 and it doesn't have taunt. So
having taunt would be pretty cool.
If you can get like a Houndmaster on this, then now we're talking. But otherwise, it's just kind of there, honestly.
Yeah. Mike?
Yeah, this definitely falls into what I call the second tier classic card, because like Bat had just beautifully pointed out, it doesn't have taunt. So you would need another card to help this card be better. So it's just a joke fun card. Yeah, you slap with a broomstick or do some other crazy stuff I can't think of right now in the moment. Yeah, pass.
Yeah, all right. Next up is Nitro Boost Poison. This is a dual class rogue and warrior. It's a 1-mana spell. Give a minion +2 attack, corrupt, and your weapon. I've already seen people slotting this into Kingsbane. I think Martian Boo and also Smudge, and it looks great. This is like an easy 5 for me. It slots into Pirate Warrior as well and Kingsbane, so this is a gold craft for me. Hydra?
Yeah, I agree with both those. It is also odd warrior, not odd warrior, odd rogue can play this as well, right? So I think that's pretty sweet. More aggression from odd rogue. So it slots into all those decks. I'd craft this in gold as well.
Well, and it's so easy to corrupt, right? At 1, it's so easy to corrupt. So it doesn't like normally I'm not a huge fan of the corrupt cards because they're slow, but this is not. Schmoopy is in chat saying that he thinks this is better in Odd Rogue than Kingsbane. Yeah, maybe, probably.
And it's a 1-cost card you're never playing on turn 1. So obviously it's going to get corrupt. Right.
I still think it's really good in Kingsbane. Bat, what do you think?
This card is better than Cold Blood could ever dream to be. Because it's for the turn you play it, and then it's an extra 2 every time the weapon you buff swings. So in Kingsbane, it'll wind up doing like 10 to 14, 16 damage, depending on how long the game goes. I don't think games go that long. Maybe like 10 damage. over the course of a game for 1 mana.
Yeah.
And you can run 2 of them.
Seems pretty good. I don't know. Seems pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah. Mike, thoughts?
This is one of those rare cards that the art is just as cool as the name. Like, you could take this name and make any deck. Like, it just sounds so cool, dude. Like, Nitro Boost Dragon Warrior. You know what I'm saying? Like, just sounds crazy. Like, I'm just ready to do it, man. This card just seems cool. 5 stars.
Nice. All right. Next up is Rally. This is another dual class Paladin and Priest for 4 mana. Resurrect a friendly 1 cost, 2 cost, and 3 cost minion. I haven't given much thought to this yet. I'm sure that there's something. This is like backwards Call to Arms, right?
Yeah, totally.
And I just don't know. The problem is it's random, and so what happens when you resurrect your Doomsayer? I mean, I don't know. I'm sure. So good in Pirate Priest. There you go. I'm not quite sure what to make of this. It's just a pass from me. Like I won't play it in Priest at all. So the question is, would I play it in Pally? Like, I don't know. What I would question is, does this slot in somewhere in like an Anyfin deck with my Murlocs? Maybe. I don't know. I'm not sure. Because I have the 1 cost that gives my Murlocs +1 attack. I've got the 2 cost that has charge. I've got the 3 cost that buffs everything else. But like, it relies on all of them to die. So like, I would never be playing this on curve. This is one that you play later, and like, I'd rather just play Anyfin. And there's ways to cheat out Anyfin early. So I think that it feels too slow to me. I'm kind of thinking out loud here, but I think it's probably a no from me. Hydra, what do you think?
Yeah, if you're adding this to Anyfin and you're playing like Prismatic Lens, you're kind of reducing the chance you're actually going to hit your Anyfin, right? By putting this in there. So,
well, and they're saying in chat, and I agree, like, hey, with Paladin, if you're making 1/1 dudes, like, your 1 cost is almost always going to be a Silverhand recruit. So
yeah, it discourages the hero power. So, it doesn't seem something that I want to play. And with Priest, okay, yeah. The only thing I can see is if someone's trying to make do the silly aggressive Pirate Priest, just something like that. Like, I don't see Priest running something like this. So for me, it's a no. What do you think, Pat?
So the ideal scenario you'd play this is in like the combo Priest, right? With the Cleric and Tolvir and Blade Master.
Yeah.
The problem is those minions don't die. So it's not good. Because like ideally you're like Tolvir, then Blade Master, and then Circle, and like, my minions don't die, and then your rally doesn't do anything. So I don't think it really has a home.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mike, what do you think?
Nah, no home. Pass.
All right. Next up is Resizing Pouch. This is a dual class Hunter and Druid. Looks like it's Resizing Pouch. 1 mana. Discover a card with cost equal to your remaining mana crystals. I find this very interesting. I think that it's probably something really fun that I'll play in like a tavern brawl or like casual. But because the discover is kind of random, like there's no upsides to this, right? With the cards, like there's no reduction. I mean, there's definitely something interesting. Like, okay, cool. If I play this on 9 and I discover a card, like an 8 mana card, like, okay, 8 mana cards are pretty good. But I don't know. Like, what would you stick this in? I just don't really see it. It looks really fun to me. So like, I'll do it in casual. I'll do this in Tavern Brawl. I'll goof around with it, but like, I don't see it as being really competitive. Hydra.
Yeah, I feel like in Wild, a lot of our decks are like they already have a game plan, and this seems to sort of be when your game plan isn't working. Normally, you like to include cards that are part of that game plan, right? So I rather just include the card that I want. I see that in chat. If you wanted to play it in Hunter on turn 10, you're always going to get that King Crush. So yes, you could close the game out with it, but I don't necessarily want to make it to turn 10 when I'm playing Hunter.
Forbidden pouch. Pretty much.
I don't know. Like in Wild, our decks are quite refined, and it seems like, yeah, if I somehow discover this, cool, like I can find something, but I don't feel like I want to include it. Bat, how do you feel?
So just this morning on stream, that exact situation happened where my game plan was failing me, and I needed an out, and I cast Nature Studies, and this card was offered to me amongst two other options. I don't remember what the other two cards were, but this card was not going to be the answer. This card is horrendous because it doesn't have a concise pool. If you cast it on one with 9 mana remaining, you cast it for 1. It can give you Ysera. It can give you any other 9-drop that sucks. 9 cards, cost cards suck, etc. It gives you all the neutral minions as options. Nope, way too inconsistent for me. Always, and not even discovered worth taking. That's how bad this card is.
And Discover's good, so that's how bad it is.
That's how bad it is.
That we don't even really want bad. Discover.
No, it is really bad. Really bad.
What do you think, Mike?
If you look at the art, the guy's digging in the bag for a reason to play this card. Pass.
All right, I love it. All right, next up is Runaway Blackwing. This is a neutral 9 mana 9/9 dragon. At the end of your turn, deal 9 damage to a random enemy minion. This is like Dragnaros. Yeah. I don't really know what to say about this. It's too bad it can't go face. That's what I think about it. If it could go face, then I would think about playing it. You could play, the only place I could really see playing this where it would be fun. Remember in Standard over the past year when we were playing the side quest that you spend mana and then it pulls a minion out of your deck and drops it on the battlefield for free? Like, I'd play this in that. I don't think I really play it in Wild. I'd be really happy when my Ysera like pulls one of these onto the board. But I can't see myself slotting this into a deck. The effect is super cool. If it could go face, then I'd really try to make it work. But as it currently exists, I don't really see it. It's interesting. I'll pass.
Yeah, I'm unless you can cheat it out, I feel like it's no good. Though unlike Ragnaros, this can attack and it'll still do the damage.
It can attack. That's true.
So it does have that. You can still dome somebody, and then you don't need to worry about trading with, say, they got a big guy on board. You don't need to worry about it. That's why in Arena this would be broken. I heard somebody say that it was being taken out of the Arena pool, but I don't know if that's true, because Arena is very, very board tempo based. And this would just be really annoying if you stick this and then you just keep going face and it trades with whatever they put down because it shoots it with a 9 damage big fireball. So that seems really good there.
I mean, it's a strong effect. Like, I'm going to be really frustrated when someone plays this. But if my board goes wide, then I'm not real worried about it.
Killing your 1/1s.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't think anybody's playing this on turn 9 on purpose. Not in Wild. If it comes out being cheated, cool. But yeah, that's where I stand. Bat?
Yeah, this is going to be really annoying off of DQA. Otherwise, not something you'll ever see.
Yeah. Agreed. Mike, what do you think?
I love Bat's brain. That's where I was going. DQA, War Master Voon, me and Nate, Saturday night. You're going to see us.
Yeah. I agree. All right. Next up is Saddle Master. This is a Hunter minion, 3 mana, 3/4. After you play a beast, add a random beast to your hand. Okay, I'm not a big fan of random beasts, but I lost on stream yesterday to Duin playing this card.
What?
And yeah, so it's there's definitely the random factor. I mean, it's a 3 mana 3/4. He was playing alley cats and those little 1/1 hyenas with rush or whatever. And I mean, it's definitely a value generator. I'm not gonna say it's good. But that being said, I lost to it, and so I have to respect it a little bit more than I would otherwise. I think in the right hands, like, you have to build a deck around it. I don't see myself playing it, but I don't play all that much Hunter to begin with. When I do play Hunter, it's more Death Rattle style. But I got bodied really hard by this, so it is what it is. Hydra, what do you think?
Yeah, I feel like that was a little unfortunate that happened. At least it doesn't say after you summon a beast, because you could unleash and like fill your hand.
Damn.
That would be nuts. But
I mean,
Okay, now you're talking. Yo.
that would be cool. But yeah, it's cool. It generates a bunch of cards if you're going to play that. Not a lot of people are playing Hunter. Total respect to Dewin for jamming this in his favorite class and playing it. I don't think it's something you'll be running into very often. What do you think, Bat?
I think we should stay away from 3 mana Starving Buzzards. I think we already lived through that once. And we should stay away from that. This card's unplayable. Hunter's unplayable. And pass.
Mike?
You heard that. Pass.
Yeah. All right. Next up is Shenanigans. This is a 2 mana rogue secret. When your opponent draws their second card in a turn, transform it into a banana. Someone said, how come they didn't call it Bananigans? And I was really sad because they should have. That would have been great. This is really interesting, right? I am a big fan of disruption. I don't think that Secret Rogue is quite where I would want it to be in order for me to play it. Like, the card is cool. But like, if I was going to play Secret Rogue, it would need to be probably at the level like the Secret Mage is, right? Where it's like super refined. And I think that the archetype is just so young that it's not quite where I want it to be. Like, they keep adding some like interesting cards. Yeah, could it trigger off Rigged Fair Game? I don't see why not. It says when your opponent draws their second card in a turn. So yeah, Rigged Fair Game starts at the beginning of your turn. Mm-hmm. So I assume that it would work.
Yeah, because it would be your turn, so it would trigger.
So I mean, this is pretty cool. Or Cold Light or something like that. Yeah, I don't see why not. It
depends on. It says you can't play your own Cold Light and trigger.
No, it says in a turn. It doesn't say in your turn or their turn. It just says in a turn.
The only secret that triggers on your own turn.
It's too bad it's not the next card. Like, you could, if it was the next, like when they play Polkelt, you could jam this and and turn their Anduin into a banana, but but that's not. But unfortunately, it's the second card. But besides, I don't think you would want to just sit on this in your hand, the whole game until they drop Polkelt or something like that. Like, it just doesn't. I'm not sure. I think it's really interesting. I like the design idea. The disruption is good. I don't think the archetype is fleshed out enough. So I don't know.
I'm gonna have to play with the card.
Does it say so in chat? OMG says that secrets can only trigger on their turn, but the wording is interesting, and I haven't played with it yet. So I mean,
Because it does say in
Yeah, that's true.
turn.
It's
So
that's
the only card that goes against the secret rule if the wording is correct.
that's what made me curious about it, is that it's because it's worded in a turn, not in their turn. So I don't know. I'm so used to reading like Magic cards and having to interpret them and look up the rule books, right? And so, frankly, I don't know. I've not played with it yet, and so I'd have to try it out.
Interesting. Yeah, I don't know how to rate it. I don't think it's that great, but I now I want to try just to see what happens. It would be the only one that breaks the rule, if that's how it works. So I doubt that it'll break the rule, but I guess we need to science it up. Unless you're playing like a mill rogue, I don't see this being much of a thing because secret rogue isn't much of a thing in wild. And I mean, once you play around like all the other secrets or whatever, you're gonna probably know that this is there, right? So you're just not gonna draw more than one card a turn if you don't want a banana instead of your Anduin or something. So I don't know. I don't think it's super amazing. How do you feel about it?
I think not super amazing is pretty generous. I think this card is garbage. Hot garbage, because it's not it's not really random. It would have to be randomly generated, right, in order for you to like not play around it. And then once you actually think, you're like, okay, how can I lose? All right, it's just by losing one of my combo pieces to a banana, I guess. I don't know. You'd never have to put yourself in a situation where you lose to this card.
Rogue's not playing decks that are playing this card right now, anyway.
True. Like if Ethereal Lackey comes off Evil Miscreant and then plays a secret, I'm like, okay, how can I possibly lose to a rogue secret? Let's find out. You can't. The answer is you really can't. So
I lost to one last night playing Evasion as like trying to OTK them, and the Evasion stops it. That's the only rogue secret that I worry about.
I know. We could make this one of our challenges. You need to like turn someone's Anduin into a banana.
Bananduin.
Bananduin.
You were waiting for that one. I knew it. You were waiting for that one.
Yeah, that would be a good one. It would take some time. I like that. Yeah, all right, we'll consider that. Mike, what do you think about this?
Oh, it's mega crap. Pass.
All right, cool. Next up is Spark Joy Cheat. This is a rogue minion, 3 mana, 3/3 Battlecry. If you're holding a secret, cast it and draw a card. For secret rogue, if that is even a thing, the idea is pretty cool. What I wonder, like, if it was just Battlecry, cast a secret from your deck and draw a card, it'd be broken, right? It'd be just crazy. But you have to be
your deck twice.
Well, you'd have to be holding it you have to be holding the secret, and so it's kind of reliant, and it's not like this isn't Battlecry. If you're holding a secret, play it, and like you have to be holding the secret in order to cast it and draw a card, right? If I'm reading that correctly. And so it's definitely it's like a worse Kirin Tor mage, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, but when you're Kirin Tor, you have to have the secret in your hand also.
That's true.
It's essentially the same that way.
Yeah, maybe it is. But
you need to have the secret in your hand. And this one draws a card. I actually think it might be better.
Mm-hmm.
it's a better Kirin Tor mage.
Okay, better Kirin Tor. You get to draw a card. Drawing is good. We like drawing cards. I think the difference that I see is that in Mage, there's lots and lots and lots of secrets, and in Rogue, there just aren't. I don't know. I mean, I'm cautiously optimistic. I mean, I think if it works, it seems strong. Like, if there was a secret Rogue that had the power level of secret Mage, that would be incredible. I just don't think it's there yet.
Yeah,
the effect is good. The effect seems really good. But I don't think that it's fully fleshed out, like enough support yet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that, as I was saying, I think it is better than Kieran Tor, but I don't think the deck is better. So that's kind of pointless at this point. But so it's a 3-mana 3/3 that plays what Secrets and Rogue are 2 mana, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you get 5 mana for 3 mana, and you're drawing a card. 2 mana should draw you a card, like a life tap. So that's like 7 mana worth of stuff for 3 mana, and it's rock solid. But the deck isn't there. So
It'll be good in a couple years.
yeah. That, how do you feel?
Nope.
Nope.
Mike?
There you go.
Not even a little bit.
Spark Joy cheat. I'm gonna find joy when we go to the next card.
Yeah. All right. This is our last one. This is our last card. Spiked Wheel. It's a warrior weapon. 1 mana, 0/2, has +3 attack while your hero has armor. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't think it's super great. I've seen a couple people play it. But it relies on, like, I mean, technically, if you have to armor up, what is it? A 3 mana 3/2. So it's a Fiery War Axe.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Yeah, I guess maybe, it's good anti-aggro. You can stick it in Odd Warrior, but like I'd rather play an Eternium Rover personally.
Wait,
so
hold on. This is a Darkmoon race, right?
Yeah.
Yo, whose cart busted off the wheel? What happened, yo? Someone's cart was in a wheel.
Yeah. It's in Odd Warrior it's a 1 mana 3/2, I guess. I don't know. I'm not a big warrior player, so I'm, yeah, Ben from work says it's fine. It's nothing amazing. I think that's kind of where I rate it. Like, it's not bad. It's not, I don't think it's overwhelming or anything either. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Hydra, what do you think?
I know I haven't played a lot of Odd Warrior, but when I do, I like them to overcommit to the board and use like a big clear instead of slowly picking things off one by one. I like to spend one card to clear like 5-6 things, sort of thing. So I don't know. It's cheap removal. Odd Warrior, I don't think it's that good, but it's there. It exists. If you're playing a budget version, cool. But like I said, I like somebody to overcommit to the board and just sort of devastate them and make them sort of feel bad that they spent so much mana on filling up this board, and then you kind of got rid of it. So it's okay, sure. Not that good though. Pat?
You don't want to use your face to clear minions as Odd Warrior. Not much at all. Like Super Collider isn't even that good anymore. Even though it's the cleave, not a cleave, but that force attack mechanic is super powerful. Into like Glare and Secret Mage especially. But to do it early, the aggro decks now are just too efficient. Congratulations, you hit and took the damage anyway, and they still have other stuff on board because they can just play multiple minions per turn and kill you. I don't think this makes the cut.
Yeah. All right. Mike, what do you think?
Yes, it does make the cut. Like I said, someone's cart lost a wheel, or somebody's riding a unicycle at the Darkmoon race. I don't know. It's not good.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, that's it. That's all the cards. Do you any final thoughts? I think the thing as a whole, there's a couple cards that are interesting, and the rest is fairly underwhelming. But it's not bad. It's kind of what I expected. Couple cards that I think would be pretty fun. The rest is kind of.
Yeah, I think aggro is going to get a push a little bit with the 1 mana for the rogue and the warrior that buffs your weapon and the person, your minion. I think that's a solid card, and it's really gonna help out decks like Kingsbane, Odd Rogue, Pirate Warrior. I think that's definitely something we're gonna see a lot of. That's the one thing I take away from this for sure, is those decks are gonna get stronger because of that.
I usually don't mind like a resurgence in aggro because it keeps the control and the combo decks like in check, so.
Mm-hmm.
Wait a second. What if that warrior weapon was like an aggro card instead?
Well, the problem is that you would need to run that like 1 mana 3/3 that gave you armor or something like that, because when you're playing warrior as an aggro type, you're not armoring up. Usually when you're armoring up as aggro, you're losing. So like it'd have to be something that gave you the armor, like a battle cry or something.
You can go like Rover, Armorsmith, Skipper, like in Rage Warrior almost, like a Rage Aggro Warrior with that card seems maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, I think we need to play test a few things.
I think that's how it would be played.
Yeah,
Crystallizer could do it. Yeah.
True. Yeah.
That new 1-drop. Give you 4 armor.
Yeah, that's true as well.
Now you're also giving them them armor too, and it's an aggro matchup.
Yeah.
Because it gives them armor also.
Well, I'm always happy for new cards. We've been going at it a long time, so let's wrap this up.